Hello, everyone, and welcome to the very first episode of our Talk Travel series. This is your weekly source of inspiration and information within the world of travel. As some of you will know, Delmar World is a family business and we've been around for over 55 years. Our team is made up of travel specialists in areas from all over the globe. So whether you're a new customer or you've been with us since the beginning, we're here to share our knowledge and expertise with you and give some real inspiration. I'm delighted today to be welcoming Royal Caribbean Cruises. Karen is going to tell us about their newest home port in Barbados. And I think we could all do with a little bit of Barbados sunshine at the moment. So I'm going to pass you over to Karen, Royal Caribbean Cruises. Welcome, Karen, over to you.
Thank you, Anne, and it's an absolute pleasure to be here today. And I'm here to talk about all things Barbados. So let's jump right to it. So as Anne said, Barbados is our newest home port, and I'm very excited to take you through this today. So from 5th of December 2021 through to the 17th of April next year, we have Grandeur of the Seas sailing from Barbados. And we are so incredibly excited about this. So many of you have been asking us for a long time now to have a ship directly out of the Caribbean. So we're very excited to bring you this news. And I'm going to take you through why we love this program so much. So firstly, and the biggest attraction, is that your Caribbean holiday can start straight away. We have direct flights from Manchester and London, and it takes only about 9 hours to fly to Barbados, which is actually quicker than flying to Miami. We do have regional flights available as well if you want to go from another airport, and it's really simple, easy process. What I love about this is we have a same-day boarding program. So the ship doesn't sail until 10 p.m. in the evening, which means you can fly in, land, transfer straight to the ship and start your holiday straight away. And remember, when booking your entire package with us, you have that ABTA and ATOL protection, and we will take care of you and make sure you get to the ship on time. We're also sailing straight out of the Caribbean. So because you're flying directly into the Eastern Caribbean, Barbados, you can start your cruise and wake up the next day in either Tobago or Grenada. So how beautiful is that? And of course, it is a fantastic cruise and stay option. So whether you choose to do a pre-stay or a post-stay, we've got hotels available and we can help you with Delmar World book the perfect holiday. And of course, one of the big benefits about this to you, and something that's great, is because you're flying directly into the Caribbean, calling at all Caribbean ports, you do not need an ESTA. So again, really easy and really convenient. Now let me take you through some of the itineraries that we have to go into a bit more detail. So we have 3 itineraries available. First one is our Caribbean Island Hop for 7 nights. Secondly, we have the Southern Caribbean Adventure, which has some slightly different ports of call. And then lastly, our 14-night Ultimate Caribbean. We're going to take a closer look at each of those to show you what you get included. So the Southern Caribbean Island Hop. So you start in beautiful Barbados, and this sailing includes 3 new ports of call. So these are ports of call that we have never cruised to before as Royal Caribbean. We have Scarborough in Tobago, Port of Spain in Trinidad, and Kingstown in St. Vincent. So some new destinations to explore if you're already a past cruiser with us. And we've got some much loved favourites as well. So St. Lucia, Castries, for example, is well loved by many of our guests. What I love about this itinerary is you have a port of call every day. So if you are adventurous, if you want to find those destinations, you can get up every day and explore those Caribbean islands. We have this particular itinerary sailing over the festive season as well. So you could go on the 19th of December and spend Christmas at sea, or on board a ship, I should say. And you've got the New Year's sailing on the 26th of December. So imagine waking up New Year's Day, you'll be in St. Lucia, you could be sitting on the beach, zip wiring through the jungle, much better than my New Year's Day this year, which was sitting inside whilst it rained outside. So I'd really recommend this itinerary. Port of call every day will certainly keep you busy. The second itinerary that I want to share with you is the Southern Caribbean Adventure. So we still have one of our new ports of call, which is Trinidad, so something new to explore. But then you can sail a little bit further west and hit the ABC Dutch Islands. So these are three really beautiful islands, and what I love about them, Curaçao, for example, is called Little Amsterdam. And when you sail in, you're on the harbour side, you can see all these houses painted in pastel colours, picture perfect, great for sharing on Instagram and make your friends jealous. We've got Bonaire, which is really well known for its marine life and its snorkeling. So for me personally, Bonaire would be a sea day in that sea, snorkeling and seeing what I can find. And then Aruba is really well known for its dazzling white beaches. So again, for me, beach day there, easy. So some really beautiful islands. And what's also great about this itinerary is in the Dutch islands, we've got later stays. So for example, in Curaçao and Aruba, the ship doesn't sail until 10 p.m. So you've got that early evening to go and explore the Caribbean islands. And even in Bonaire, we're sailing at 9 p.m. So again, you get that extended stay to really make the most of the island. We only have one sea day on this itinerary. The rest of the days you'll be visiting ports of call. And what you could do is combine this itinerary with the one I showed you previously and create a 14-night holiday. You'll only have two ports of call that cross over, which are Grenada and Trinidad. So you could visit those twice, or choose to stay on board, have a relaxing day whilst everyone else is off exploring those islands. So two really good options there. Now, I can't quite decide what my favourite one is, but the 14-night adventure is fantastic. And this is where we combine the best of both worlds. So we have our three new ports of call. We've got the ABC Dutch Islands, and then we sail that little bit further west and we hit Colombia, Panama and Costa Rica. So this one for me I love because I really, really want to go to Costa Rica. And we have some amazing tours already lined up that you could take advantage of. So just to give you a little bit of a taste in Costa Rica, you could go on a vintage railway journey. You could go and find the sloths, or you could go on a rainforest expedition or an aerial tram. So many things to do. So really, really beautiful. And again, with these Dutch islands in the middle here, we've got the later stays. So you get that extended stay on the island to really enjoy it. Now, the one thing I would say with this itinerary is if you're interested in this one, to really consider booking fairly soon. And the reason I say that is because we only have two sail dates available. So we have the 9th of Jan and the 20th of Feb. And the balconies in particular have been selling like hotcakes, and they're already sold out on one of the dates. So do take a look at this sooner rather than later if you're interested. And touching on the shore excursions, we do already have our shore excursions available for all these itineraries. So if you're struggling on deciding which one to pick, you can go online, download the brochure and have a look at all the ports of call, all of the excursions, and that might help you make up your mind. So I just want to touch a little bit on these new ports of call because we've never sailed to these three destinations before. They might be a little bit unknown to you. So I'm just going to give you some quick highlights. So in Trinidad, well, Trinidad and Tobago are the home of the steel pans. So when you're walking around, you'll probably hear the sound of the steel pans, hear that Caribbean music, and you'll feel you're right at home there. There's some beautiful destinations. So Maracas Bay Beach is one of the most beautiful beaches on the island. You can go and chill and relax for the day. What I would probably like to do is combine a bit of adventure with a bit of relaxation. So there's a 4x4 adventure tour where you go up the sides of the mountains in your 4x4. You stop at a little town called Paramin, get your photo opportunities in along the way, and then you end up at Maracas Bay Beach for a nice relaxation afternoon. We've also got kayaking in Coroni. So if you want to go to Coroni Bird Sanctuary, beautiful, get up close to nature and go for a kayak around there. So lots of good ideas to do in Trinidad. We've listed a few others on there. So we've got rum distillery, we've got mountain village tours, so all kinds of things to keep you busy. In Tobago, very similar, but Tobago for me would be probably another beach day. It's well known for its natural beauty and its beaches. And someone in my team used to work on board the ships as a shore excursion host, and she says that Pigeon Point Beach is the best beach on the island. That's the one you want to head for. If you fancy something a little bit more secluded, then we've got Mount Irvine Beach, which is another firm favourite. And for the more adventurous, of course, we've got that covered. You could go trekking in the rainforest and finding lots of adventures of your own. Lastly, I just want to touch on St Vincent. So St Vincent might look a little bit familiar to you when you sail in, and it's where Pirates of the Caribbean was filmed. So a great place for you movie lovers. If you fancy continuing that pirates theme, you could take a Caribbean pirate sail away, sail out to sea, drop anchor, go for a swim. The reggae music will be playing, there'll be rum punch, great afternoon. If you fancy something a little bit more chilled out, St Vincent has lots to offer. There's a beautiful botanical garden and Montreal Gardens. So really lovely for a quiet afternoon relaxation. And it is part of an archipelago of 32 islands. So it's a great place to take a boat trip if you fancy doing a bit of a sail away. So 3 new beautiful destinations for you to consider. And I couldn't do a Barbados talk without touching on Barbados. So Barbados is really a beautiful destination and somewhere I would thoroughly recommend you extend your stay and do a pre or a post. You've got the beautiful beaches, really lovely calm water on one side, and then you can go surfing on the south side. So a little bit for everyone. Barbados is actually the densest turtle nesting site in the Eastern Caribbean. So what that means is when you're in the sea and you're going for your snorkel, you have a really high chance of seeing turtles. So that would be high on my list to have a snorkeling day. And if you fancy going a little bit further into the countryside and inland, there is some beautiful countryside to explore and some amazing golf courses. Something else that's on my personal list is to go to one of the rum distilleries. So Barbados has Mount Gay Rum Distillery, it's the oldest in the world, founded in 1703, and they run some fantastic tours, sampling, you can take some back home to your family. And all of this will be accompanied by the sounds, the sights and the culture of Barbados. It's an incredibly friendly, welcoming and safe country. And as you wander around and you explore the island, you'll see that all around you. So I'd thoroughly recommend getting involved in that. And last but not least, one of my recommendations is to make sure you're there on a Friday night. So Friday night is when they have Fish Fry Friday. So at a little town called Oystons, it's where all the fishermen bring in the catch of the day. And on a Friday night, they set up their stalls and they'll cook that right in front of you. So you can go and pick your fresh fish, have it cooked, grab a table, some music will be playing. You can have your local rum or your local beer and have a really good evening. And that's not just for tourists, quite a lot of locals go down there as well on a Friday night. So whatever I do, whether it's a 7-night stay at the end or a 3-night pre-stay at the beginning, I would make sure I've got my Friday at Oystons included there. The only other thing I'd consider when picking when to go is the festivities that happen in Barbados. They're a very festive bunch. They love having a festival. And in February, we have the Whole Town Festival. So there's a small town called Whole Town and it comes alive. They'll have parades, they'll have shows, they'll have music. So a great time to combine that cultural aspect on the island with your cruise to all the other Caribbean destinations. Now we do have a range of hotels for you to book a whole package with Royal Caribbean and Del Mar. We have 3 hotels available for 1 night stay, and that's really if you just want to break up your flights a little bit, if you want to have that gap between the flight and the cruise, which is not necessary, but some people prefer it. We have the Radisson Aquatica, the Accra Beach Hotel and the Hilton Barbados. And if you fancy a slightly longer stay, we have the South Beach, the Sea Breeze and the Turtle Beach Resort. They're all available for 2, 3 and 7-night stays. And Sea Breeze and Turtle Beach in particular are all inclusive. So everything's taken care of, your food, your drinks, your Wi-Fi, nothing to worry about. Sit back and relax at those resorts. And then the South Beach is available with your breakfast included, which means you can go out and enjoy the local restaurants for your lunch and dinner. So really, hopefully something to cater for everyone. And then lastly, Grandeur of the Seas. So Grandeur of the Seas, as many of you might know, is one of our slightly smaller ships. She has around 2,000 guests on board, but this makes her absolutely perfect for this itinerary because she can get into these destinations where our larger ships just can't yet. And she's all about relaxation, good food, and relaxing after a long day exploring those Caribbean islands. What I love about Grandeur is her dining options. So we have the Great Gatsby dining room for our more traditional dining. We have Windjammer Cafe and Park Cafe, and all of those 3 restaurants are complimentary, so no need to pay for anything. We then have 4 specialty restaurants on board. So we have Chops Grill, which is my favourite, Steakhouse for the meat lovers. We have Giovanni's, which is our Italian, Azumi for a bit of Japanese, and then Chef's Table for that really special experience where the chef is there talking you through the whole menu. And after your day of exploring these islands, you can come back, enjoy the swimming pools, the whirlpools, the adults only solarium. I have to say the adults only solarium is my favourite place on the ship, not to mention because it's got the Park Cafe tucked away in the corner there. But it's just a really lovely place at the end of a long day. And then we've got the entertainment, so our well-loved shows in the main theatre. We've now got the movie screen on Grandeur of the Sea, so you can enjoy a movie under the stars, and of course all our live music around the ship. So really great itineraries, a lovely, intimate, cosy ship. And we also have some fantastic prices right now. So just to touch on a couple of the offers that we have the 7-night island hop available on the 12th of December this year, with Manchester flights direct and the ocean view from 1189. Balconies are selling like hotcakes, so if you're interested in a balcony, I'd recommend getting in touch with Del Mar World now. And then we've got the 14-night Ultimate Caribbean on the 9th of Jan from 1629 per person. So again, great value and great offers. Now, what I would also like to touch on is our Cruise with Confidence policy. So you can book these today, book any of them by the end of April this year, and you can cancel or change up to 48 hours prior to sailing, and we will give you a 100% future cruise certificate to use on another date. So if you book it now and then you decide you're not quite sure whether you want to go, you have that flexibility of cancelling and getting that future cruise certificate for future use. We also have our best offer guarantee. So if at a later date you see a better price or promotion, then we can arrange to change that for you. So lots of flexibility here for you to take advantage of. And really, that brings me to the end of our Barbados overview, our brand new home port. Hopefully you are excited as much as we are. There are some beautiful destinations, a lovely ship and great prices. So I'd really recommend getting in touch. If you have any questions at all, the team at Del Mar World will be more than happy to support and help you. Thank you, Anne. Do you have any questions?
Oh, thank you, Karen. As you can see from my background, I'm already on the beach in Barbados, in my head anyway. I love this programme. I'm very, very excited about it. I mean, I think we've got a lot of clients that have cruised from Miami or Fort Lauderdale and therefore done the Eastern or Western Caribbean. But actually basing this from Barbados really gives you the opportunity to visit the Caribbean islands that you wouldn't have done before.
Absolutely. It's amazing, and quite often to get to some of these islands you'd have to fly to San Juan, and we love San Juan, but it's just not quite as easy to get to with those flights. So this just makes it so much more convenient and easy for everyone.
Yeah, absolutely. And I was in the Caribbean last February, actually at this time of the year, so I'm feeling very sad about it at the moment. But I know that some people who have never been to the Caribbean, I've often heard them say, oh, every island looks the same. But actually it isn't. They all have their individual charm. And there's so many activities to do, from soft adventure to just going around and meeting the locals. Actually, you snorkel in Costa Rica, and it was a fantastic experience. So very exciting.
Yeah, I think each island lends itself to something slightly different, and the more I've been looking at these, the more ready I'm personally ready to book. because there's so much to offer. And actually, we've had some people say, is this a family holiday because it's a smaller ship than some of our others? But it is a perfect family holiday as well, because in each of these places you can spend a day on the beach, a day snorkeling with the kids, zip lining, kayaking. I mean, there's so much to keep them entertained. I think this is great for couples and for families, and each place has something different to offer.
I don't know about you, Karen, but what we're seeing and the inquiries we're getting in at the moment is a lot of multi-generational inquiries. And Royal Caribbean, and I know this from experience because I celebrated a big birthday on board Royal Caribbean, it's perfect for all age groups because there's so much going on at different levels for different interests. So I think, you know, Grandeur would be perfect for that.
I completely agree with that. And I think after this strange year that we've all been through, very much in our own isolation bubbles, I think getting that whole family together, we're seeing exactly the same thing, from the kids, the mum and dad and the grandparents. They all want to go away. And on a cruise, you can meet up for breakfast, do your own thing in the day, again, meet up for lunch, and it's really accessible and easy. And you don't all have to do the same thing. Everyone can do their own thing, but then still have those points in the day where you connect and get together.
Absolutely. I just want to, I know perhaps you did explain it really well, but just for clarity, your, did you call it your cruise with confidence guarantee? Now, in this instance, if somebody were to change their mind, you have a policy for that. And what would happen if the cruise was cancelled as a result of travel restrictions not being lifted or whatever?
Yeah, so we do have two slightly different policies. The one I explained was the cruise with confidence, exactly as you put it. If you change your mind, if you're not happy and you don't want to go, you can then cancel and get a 100% future cruise certificate for the cruise fare that you've paid. Now, on the other hand, if we as Royal Caribbean cancel your cruise and we suspend it because of travel restrictions, then that's kind of a different story in that case. So in that scenario, you have three options available. You can either lift and shift your booking. So you can move it to another sailing the following year, as long as it's within a similar time period of a week either side. So that's the first option. You could also take a future cruise certificate, but because we've now cancelled it, you'll get 125% future cruise certificate. So you get that little bit extra to spend on your next holiday. And that's because the decision is out of your control.
Wow.
And the last option is if you're really not happy with either of those, then you can get a refund and get the money back that you've paid. So again, if for any reason we have to cancel it because of the situation, then you're fully protected in that scenario.
Thanks, Karen. That's absolutely brilliant.
That's great. Lovely speaking to you. Really enjoyed it.
Yeah, you too. I'm, absolutely so excited about it. And as you say, availability is dwindling on those top end cabins on the balconies upwards. So if people are interested, please ring us and we can talk you through it. There genuinely hasn't been a better time to book because you're getting the better price, better guarantees, and you've got the price parity as well, which is just super. So thanks, Karen. Thanks for joining us on this very first of our Talk Travel series. Next week, it's going to be a little bit different. We're going to ask you to join us on Zoom. This will give you the opportunity to ask your questions live. So no pressure on us, of course. Next week, we're going to be joined by First Class Holidays, who are going to talk to us about Western Canada. It's a journey that I'm particularly fond of and have done many times before. So please join me for that next Wednesday, 12 noon. Thanks, everyone. Speak to you soon. Bye for now.